And hello, everybody. This is Chris from the Stewart Buzz. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I'm sitting here with Mary. Say, Mary, say hi. All right. So, we are here to talk about her upcoming seminar, which is Tuesday.
Tuesday at 6,
Tuesday at 6.
right here.
Tuesday, what date? I knew I'd throw her
Of
off.
the 11th, February 11th.
Okay, February 11th, Tuesday, 6 p.m. And what is this going to entail?
It's going to entail my story of what happened with me with the spirit dimension, how the spirit dimension can affect your life and wreak real havoc in it. And then that's the first part. And then the second part is where my husband, Dr. Dave, explains through quantum physics how what happened to me does happen in the universe and it's real. He
Okay.
proves the spirit dimension is real.
Okay. Yeah. You're talking all about the spirit dimension in the bad light. Is there a spirit dimension in the good light?
That's why I'm still alive.
Well, you didn't bring that part up.
Well,
You only
the
brought the
main
bad
thing,
part.
well, the whole thing is to change people's mind about mental illness because, when I started seeing spirits and hearing voices, the doctors thought I was psychotic, and
You
they
are.
put me in the and they put me in the hospital in the psych ward. And my passion is because I was there and I saw so many people that were suffering like me, and they were hearing voices also. But the difference was, thank
They
God,
were on medicine and you were not.
I was not.
See.
But which made them even worse that they were on medicine because then it opened you up to even more. Um, but I was led to the right people and the right books to make me understand what was really going on with me. And I was able to ground it where they don't know what's going on with me themselves, and the doctors don't either. And so they drug them to stop the voices and seeing spirits. And that squashes their gifts, and it really makes you unable to think clearly or function at all because they knocked me out for 3 days when I was in the hospital. I didn't see 3 days. I woke up, it was 3 days later.
I wish I could do that. I don't really get much sleep. Unisom, by the way. It's
Go
really good
to
stuff.
a doctor and tell him you're hearing voices, Chris. He'll put you on the drugs to make you sleep.
See, the weird part about it is I don't perceive myself to hear voices. I actually don't even know what I do. So I'm not going to say I hear voices, although I know the things that are about people that are sitting in front of you. I hear them from somebody. I can't tell you who the somebody is, nor do I really care who that person is. So you're talking about healing, though.
Yes.
So how does one hearing voices turn into healing?
Well, when I was guided on my journey to the right people when I came out of the hospital, and I stopped going the traditional route with doctors, and I went to energy healers and shamans and psychics that did tell me what was going on with me. And then, you know, after all my dealings with doctors and all the medicine that I was on, it never made me feel any better. In fact, I felt even worse. I mean, my stomach was bloated. I had cankers in my mouth. My lips were
This
turning
part is
black.
very attractive. I've heard it
My
before.
lips were turning black. My skin had all red sores over it. And nothing they did, they couldn't find anything wrong with me through all the tests they did. But they could see how sick I was. But after my first energy healing, instantly, my symptoms calmed down. My skin wasn't as red. My stomach was much flatter just after one session, which is proof that we're energy, and energy heals energy. Drugs do not heal you, they're a chemical. Nature heals nature.
Well, they put a band-aid on it.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
drugs
that's
do. There are certain
certain
drugs
drugs
that
are,
do heal
yes,
people.
certain drugs. But when you, like I, had symptoms like this and there was no reason for it, they could find no cause for it when something else is going on with your soul. This was like a spiritual awakening for me of to get on the right path, to be led into this other world that I never knew existed because I was in corporate finance for 20 years. I
Well,
was an
that'll do it to
accountant.
you.
Yeah. And
That's
so this
probably
was
where
a
you got all
world
this stuff to begin with.
I didn't know anything about. So it was to wake me up to get into what I was really here to do and meant to do, into my life purpose of the truth of, what's really going on.
And when did this awakening, in years wise, when did this happen?
This happened to me in 2006. is when it really hit
So
where I
you're
was in the
really old.
hospital. I'm very old.
Yeah. So in 2006, you decided that you're going to, well, you got an awakening, and then you're going to heal. And on this seminar, you're going to talk about your journey.
My journey and all the people that I was led to and what this is all about entails.
Okay, so I have a
Spiritual.
question for you. So if Reiki masters come to this course, do you teach people how to do what you do?
No, I don't. Only you can only study with Dr. Eric Pearl
Why?
because this was it's taught a certain way, and he wants to make sure all his practitioners, like, well, I'm one of his practitioners now, do it the exact same way.
And when he's dead?
Oh no, he has a team. You have to study with his team because I mean I was blessed to work with him before he's really big and famous. You don't even
Big and
work with him
famous.
anymore.
Big and
Big
famous.
and famous.
What does that
Um,
mean, famous?
because he was a very successful LA chiropractor, and his patients were getting miraculously healed. And of course, he was a doctor, didn't believe in any of this stuff, but he couldn't deny that his patients were getting healed, and he wasn't even touching them. They could feel him touching them while they were across the room, and he was sitting at his desk. And things that doctors and most people think can't be healed were being healed. So it led him on his journey. And now he doesn't do any more doctoring. All he does is teach this reconnective energy healing all over the world. And now he works with scientists to heal the waters of the planet with this energy
Oh, he's healing waters of.
of the
Oh,
planet. Yes, with
you're messing
scientists.
with my head now. I mean,
Well, he
so,
is. I'm sorry, but
so
energy heals
this
energy.
dude is healing the waters. Can you call him and tell him to come to Lake Okeechobee?
He's at a different level. It's like you can't.
Well,
He's
that's a big
working with
lake.
scientists.
Scientists have looked at Lake Okeechobee
Well, I don't
and the
know. Maybe he
green
is. I don't
algae
know. But
and
I don't have, once you study with them, then you go on your own. It's like, and like I said, now he has a whole team of teachers now. Like, you don't even see him anymore. I work,
because so here's this is my question then. If he has a whole team of teachers,
all over the world.
why could you not be one of them?
I just didn't go to that level. I don't want to be a teacher. I want to be the healing part of it. I don't want to teach people that I am, my passion is to heal people, not to travel and teach people this all over. Which I could. I mean, I could show people how to, but it's like to really be, you have to go through his course, his program.
Okay.
It's 14 pages of sacred geometry, which is what we really are behind the scenes of all of this. That you're reconnecting, that has been broken off from all the toxicity and negativity on this planet. And when you reconnect your sacred geometry to your higher self, it brings that higher vibration in with the lower leaves and cannot affect you.
Okay. Is there any part of you that says, I have no idea what I'm doing?
No, I know exactly what I'm doing because
Well,
I
I
studied.
say it every day that I have no idea what I'm doing, and you absolutely know what you're doing,
Yes, because
even though you know it really in an analytical sense. If you're going to be
yes,
analytical,
yes.
doesn't make any sense.
No, no. I mean, I am just a conduit. I just do what I was taught, reconnecting different acetonal lines and our meridians.
Acetonal. Now we have
Lines.
somebody else going up with big words. Acetonal. The only acetonal thing I know, isn't that the stuff that cleans off the like acetone?
And meridians. And when you do this, the universe takes care of the rest. I'm just a conduit of reconnecting it. But the whole energy is coming through
Okay,
from
so in the
divine,
beginning,
the
let's
divine.
talk reality here. In the beginning, when this dude that heals water now, I didn't know water was unhealed, but anyway, that
Well, from
healed,
the pollution of this planet. Look what people do to the waters. Like you said, like
yeah, the
Okeechobee. It's
government.
like, yeah, they purposely do it. So that's why all this is now being awakened in people to help combat that.
I use Brita.
You will spread.
I do. It heals my water. It goes through a filter,
Yeah, it's
and
true.
it
It's
tastes
true.
delicious. But in the beginning, when you were just being healed, you're like, Okay, this person's out of their freaking mind.
Well, like
What?
my husband say, when I first started going to shamans, he wanted to make sure I wasn't being shamed by the shamans.
I'm with you. That's exactly. I mean, it's
But
like
I mean,
going
the
to
proof was,
Casadega.
so, that's when he did all his research and, because he, was a biochemist and he was a scientist and now he was a school psychologist. So he is big into research and proving things.
Is he a
And so,
rocket scientist?
not yet.
Not yet.
Um, So that's when he went into proving what was going on with me was real, like how this was affecting me. And we couldn't deny, the proof was in my physicalness. He was with me during this, and he knew how sick I was, and he could see my physicality. And after they would heal me, I'd come out looking so different.
Okay, so I have a question.
Well, I never did with
Do you know
doctors.
James Randi?
No.
Do you know James Randi? Okay, so James Randi would give any psychic $1 million if they can prove that they have psychic abilities or healing abilities. They'll give them $1 million right there on the spot. Uh, James Randi has been doing that for years and years and years. There's not one psychic. Uri Geller, I believe is his name, is the only dude that tried it and failed. And I believe one of those were even on the Johnny Carson show. So he would give $1 million because he does not believe that he's analytic. He doesn't necessarily believe in psychics or healers like that. I'm not saying I don't believe in you
Well,
because I actually
what he
I
needs to
do.
do is have someone who has a chronic illness and have a healer work on them for a couple times, and then they don't have it anymore. That's the proof. I mean,
Okay,
I've been doing this for 15 years. The miracles that I have, seen with all the people that have come through me, it's life transforming. You can't deny it. You can't deny that you have this wrong, and then you go to the doctor, it's not there anymore.
hey, you're banging on my microphone.
I mean, I had one woman who had a tumor that the doctors wanted to operate on it. I did 2 healings on her, and she went back to the doctors, and they couldn't find the tumor anymore, so there was no operation. I mean, you can't deny that. That is fact. It's like there's nothing to operate on anymore.
As a disclaimer, I just want everybody to know that this does not take place of the doctor.
No, no,
You must still go to the doctor. So if somebody has
exactly.
cancer,
Hmm.
you don't tell them that you're going to cure them of
Oh
the
my gosh,
cancer
no,
and do
no,
not go to
no,
the
no, no,
doctor,
no,
right?
no, 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 not at all. This is just in addition to, and then what you got to lose, everything to gain. If it cures you, wonderful. It's always doing something. Everyone wants the quick fix, but some people have to go through that journey as a
I'm the
life
quick fix,
lessons.
dude. I'm the quick
Yeah,
fix.
everyone
Just like
is.
fix me now, please. Just be
Well,
quiet and
that's what I
fix me.
wanted too, but it was a long journey for me because there's a lot of things along the way you have to learn, experience, people you have to meet that we don't know until we meet them. And then I was like, now I realize why it couldn't be instant because I would have missed out on that learning or that person who now I'm best friends with. And time reveals, give time. And it does.
Give
Time,
time,
time.
time.
It reveals why.
Give
Just keep
time,
going.
time. I'm going to use that today in the next podcast after this. Give time, time. So the doctor who you ended up like, uh,
Well,
fi-
I went to several doctors.
no, I mean the doctor that's,
Oh, Dr. Eric Pearl.
no, Dr. Dave.
Oh, my husband. I met a lot of doctors, but he's my
I'm
favorite
getting
doctor.
it before that he's the husband, before he's the husband.
Yes.
Okay, so before he was the husband, first of all, how did you meet Dr. Dave?
Well, I went to him for weight loss first. This is before all this happened to me. But then the
Through
universe,
hypnosis?
for hypnosis,
Okay,
yes,
cool.
yes,
That
yes,
is very cool, by the way. I
yes.
believe that would work.
Yes. And then, my life went on and all this stuff because I was seeing someone at the time. But the universe then reconnected us because they knew we had to be together because this was going to happen to me. And we're going to write the book. And I wouldn't know how to write a book. And he would know the science behind all this and the research. And so, again, it was meant to be. And time revealed that.
Dr. Dave had a seminar, and one of my people told me that she purchased your book and his book,
Yes.
and we won't mention any names, but yeah, she's a great candidate for you, without a doubt, and I believe she's a great candidate for you as well. But so Dave doesn't have to answer this, but you can answer this for Dave. When Dave first met you, did he think that you were a loon?
No.
No, come on now, be serious. The dude's like, because he's analytical.
Well, first of all,
Everything
I gotta
has to
say,
be like this
honestly,
with Dave. So
he
you
did
come
the,
in, and he's like, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. Do you
yeah,
want a
he did,
lollipop?
he did think, no, you're right, he didn't think I was alone, he just thought I had a bad experience with an ex-boyfriend, and all this stuff started happening to me, and just move on from it, all right, it was a bad experience, now we're together, move on for it, but then it came and it hit me again, and then he lived with me during it, and he saw it, he actually took time, I go, you need to stay
Wait,
home
wait,
with
wait.
me.
You went from losing weight to him living with you.
Well, this is
There's a
years
big
later.
chapter
Yeah, yeah.
missing here.
That's what my book is about. And we're going to talk about next week in our seminar of filling all those gaps of how this all transpired.
Okay, but
Next week at the seminar.
initially he thought that,
Initially, he just thought I had a bad experience, and let's move on from it. With my ex-boyfriend that brought about all this supernatural stuff, and
how did now the ex-boyfriend didn't really bring on all the supernatural stuff, correct?
I don't think he realized he was possessed. I mean,
I don't believe.
Chris, I saw his eyes turned absolutely red, and then they went black. There was not 1 ounce of white in his eyes. Right in front, his old eyes went black. And then he said something to me. I won't get into it.
What's that
He
number
didn't
to
even
that
know.
paddy wagon again?
He didn't even know it. And then he came back. Like he didn't even realize this entity came in and it came out of him. And looking back now, I realize it, but then I didn't understand this stuff. And I don't think he even
So,
realized it. But
so
that's all in the book, too.
wait.
It's all a part of my story.
I haven't read books in a long time only because I fall asleep. But I just might.
You won't fall asleep with this. Some people won't, they can't even, they read it all in one night.
Well,
They
I
can't
just
put it
want you're
down.
telling me that your ex-boyfriend was possessed
Yes.
by a.
Very low negative dark entity. That's when all this stuff started happening to me. The radio started talking to me. I would think something. The TV would print out the answer of what I was thinking.
The what would?
The TV would print.
Oh.
And Dave stayed home with me. I said, "You're not going to believe what's going
I
on
got
with
some
me."
medicine in my pocket.
And Dave stayed home with me from school one day. I go, "You got to see. I am not making this up. This is just happening to me." He stayed home with me, and he's like, "Holy cow, this stuff is just happening."
Wait,
I go,
wait.
"Watch
Did they
this."
say holy cow? Because if that stuff happened to me, I'd be like, holy shit.
Oh,
Like, I don't use the word cow
this
when it
is a
comes to
nice
that.
show.
But wait, so he sat down. Did he see
Yeah, he
the?
saw the TV printed out. I go, "Watch this," and I asked her the question and prints it out, and then the lights would go on and off, and all this supernatural stuff would go on, and I'm not doing anything. I would look in the mirror, a different face was looking back at me. I couldn't even see my face. It was a different face in the mirror looking back at me.
Was it the My Pillow guy?
I wish. No.
Like, 'cause when the guy opened up the medicine cabinet, he goes, "Look, it's the My Pillow guy." Was it that dude?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, because because I saw that TV commercial too. So words printed out on TV with you.
Yes.
Your boyfriend was possessed and his eyes turned completely black.
And then they went red.
Okay.
And he started telling me things, and how I knew, because he started telling me things that only God knew about my life, that I
How do you
never
know
told
God
him.
knew it?
Because God knows my life. He knows what happened to me, and how he knew it wasn't him talking. Because then when he came back to his normal self, it's like it never even happened. He didn't even realize what happened. He was like, "Oh, want to go out?" I said, "Are you
But
kidding
don't
me?"
you find that to be like why would you leave a dude that was able to speak like the word of God?
Well, he said, "Am I a messenger of God?" And I'm thinking, "Oh my God, you are." And that's when he turned his head, and when he looked back at me, his eyes were beet red. And I go, "Holy cow."
That's what
And I
coke.
ran out of the,
Was he
because we
doing
were,
coke or anything?
oh
No
my God. But
drugs.
before that, it was all black. He had no whites in his eye. The whole eye thing was black.
Did he go to the doctor after this?
He didn't even know what happened to him because he acted like nothing. And then he came back to himself. He's like, "Oh, you wanna go play, go outside and do
So
something?"
when you told Dr. Dave this, Seriously, no
Yes.
joke. When you told Dr. Dave this, did he look at you and like, okay,
Well, no, because by this time, he thought it was a bad experience. Like I said, when first, but then when it happened to me again, because I didn't wake up the first time, I went back to my normal life. So it happened to me again in order to wake me up to get on this path to see the healers, get away from the doctors, see the healers, get into your purpose. Because now I was with Dr. Dave, so it came back in a different way, which we get into. But it came, and that's when he lived it with me, and he saw all this stuff happening to me.
now does Dr. Dave's eyes turn black and red? Because
Oh, absolutely not.
he's wearing glasses right now. I'm just wondering, like, is he hiding who he really is?
Saint.
He's a
He's a
saint,
saint.
huh? Like Saint Teresa. Hmm.
He's
Okay.
a saint.
Well, yeah, I was a saint. I was Saint Christopher, and then they took it away, and then they gave it back to him.
Oh, why did they take it away?
I don't know. It's the church.
He helps with travels. I love Saint Christopher.
That's great.
Yeah.
He helps with travels. So you're going to have this for sale at
Yes,
your
it's
seminar.
it's on sale for $9.99.
It's pretty
Yeah,
inexpensive.
it is. It's half price, and it goes into all these episodes. And the difference with this book is all the people that helped me. If you have a similar thing that you can relate to through all my episodes, I have the pictures of them, the
Jesus
names.
Christ, she's throwing everything around here. See what she's doing.
The names, the phone numbers, their websites, so you can get in touch with them.
So these are all the people that
And these
you
are the real
helped.
deal. That helped me through my journey.
Okay. Do you have any of the testimonials that people that you helped on there?
Yes, on my website,
Oh, on your
there's a lot
website.
of testimonies of people that I have helped. Yes.
And do you go around the country doing this, or are you just Florida?
No, no, we do expos all over. And actually, we did an expo in Virginia Beach at Edgar Casey's place a few years ago, about 5 years, 6 years ago. Yeah.
I like the Edgar Casey
Yeah.
Foundation.
Yeah, we speak of him too. He's amazing.
That
Another
that
one who didn't believe in a lot of this until he couldn't deny, just like you can't deny it, his own, when he would do readings on people, when he heard what they said, he couldn't deny it. It was like what he was
he
doing
also
was
healed
real.
people with ancient medicine. Did you know that?
He what?
Healed people with ancient medicine.
Well, the ancients knew. This is the ancient new because the ancients knew. Play on the Knew and New. The ancients knew Knew, and this is the ancient new coming back because they knew. They didn't deal with chemicals and drugs. They dealt with energy
Well,
fields.
hold on. And
And
people have been doing mushrooms back since like Jesus
but
was
it's
around.
nature. That's not a drug, man-made drug.
No,
That's what I
there's a
mean.
lot
How
of
did
really
we
cool.
heal? Yeah,
There's a lot of
exactly.
really cool natural
Exactly.
drugs
Exactly.
that can like mushrooms and stuff like that, which I don't agree with actually. I don't think it's a good idea
Well,
to
everything
take
should
them.
be monitored by like someone experiencing it, a shaman that can regulate
Well,
you.
shamans. So let me ask you a question about that because are shamans recognized by the government?
No,
Right.
no.
So I can call myself a shaman today.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
if you went through the proper studies, yeah.
No, no, even if I didn't.
Well, then you're not being true to people.
My
Yeah.
my point, I'm just
Right, right,
what I'm trying to put out there is that don't believe that everybody is a shaman because they say they're a shaman.
right,
That's what
right,
I'm trying to put
right,
out there.
right.
You have to really do your homework when,
Exactly.
and you should go do your homework when you go to a healer. You should do your homework when you go to a psychic. You should go because most of them are profilers and fakers, which I don't believe Mary is, or else she wouldn't be on here. But I am telling you that. So me
No,
being
and through my journey, I met a lot of fake. These are the people in my book are the real deals. I've met a lot more than these people that weren't, and that's why they're not in my book.
So me being me, an outsider, you can understand that the story sounds a little odd to me.
Sure, it's not the normal, but it does happen. And when you have things that the doctors can't find and explain, you're still sick and sick, then it's something spiritual going on with you from this life or a past life. And you need to look into soul healing, energy clearings, because we're all energy behind this.
The
And in a
Kaylee
vibration, we're a frequency.
Kaylee calls it a meat suit.
Oh, yeah, we have this in order to come to Earth to play our roles. but it's not who we really are. We're a spiritual light
Correct. We
behind all
continue
this.
to live when the meat suit goes away.
Exactly, exactly.
Good. We're on the same page on that, at least. My eyes are going to stay, pretty much the same color that they are right now, which are brown. You have the same color eyes as me,
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah.
Okay. So Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, February
11.
11th, 1-1,
One.
magic numbers,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay,
exactly.
yeah.
I'm all into numbers.
So,
Everything else a
so hold on. So, do
frequency.
you believe in Mercury retrograde as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
As
explain that to me.
above, so below. There's no separation. It's not like we're here and they're there. It's all happening at the same time. It's just most people can't see it. But thank God there are a lot of people who are waking up
As
and can see
above,
it.
so
Below.
below.
As above, so below. Just like as above in your consciousness, so below in your body matter. It's all interconnected, the mind-body connection, which we get into. Our seminar last week was about that. Yeah.
And you cover all this in 1 hour.
Well, we touch on it, and that's why you really need, we get into, more specifics is in my book, but in an hour, we cover a lot. And my husband, because he was a school teacher, he gives you handouts to take home, well, of all different,
I hated school. I
but no,
did.
it's a good reference, because there is a lot of information, you're gonna forget a lot. So this is a good reference to refer back to what our seminar was about, different books you should be looking into, or things that you would need is on this, right, printout that he gives to everybody.
So, Dr. Dave, you're going to be here next week as well? Okay, cool. So, this is at 6 o'clock. You have to be on time because, they're like, we're here. Let's go. Sit down. Shut up. I'm here to tell you something. That's what's going to happen with you on next Tuesday.
Right. And what would we really like too is like we have audience participation, because a lot of people have stories that they like to tell and like wonder about, and if any
I
way
can
we can
see
help
Reiki
you.
masters being interested in coming here
Well,
to.
because I used to be a Reiki master, and then
Well, once a
when
Reiki master, always a Reiki master.
well, but this is different. You can't do this reconnection and Reiki. That's part of his protocol with Dr. Pearl. You have to give that up because it's different frequency. And when I do expos all over, I have a lot of Reiki masters that come to me, and I go, try it. You'll see it is different. And they are all blown away like, wow, this is different, because they can feel the energy because they can feel energy, they're Reiki masters, so they can see how different this energy is from what they normally experience when they're doing their Reiki. And so I love doing Reiki Masters, because a lot of Reiki Masters, after, I did them, went and studied with Dr. Pearl, because they knew it was a higher instant lasting frequency than the Reiki. They could
Okay.
feel it instantly.
I'm not doubting who you are in any way. So if you guys want to come to this seminar, make sure you give us a call at 772-678-6170. I am going to be putting this video out so you can all see it. And no, I'm not making an event. Events never worked. I've been doing this for years upon years upon years. All the people hit attend and they never show. I mean, and people are hitting attend in Alaska. Like they're not coming. Yeah, they just do it because they want to put their name out there or they want to support you and show that you have 1,000 people coming, and you have three.
Right, right,
So,
right.
so the events never really were true to the matter of the amount of people that are really coming. That's the reason that I don't do that anymore. So what I do is I put out videos so people can actually listen to what you're saying and say, "Oh, this sounds interesting," and you get handouts. And people can actually ask you questions
Yes,
and tell you their
on them,
experiences.
yes. So
And
because I know what I went through, and thank God for the people that understood it, and they helped me, because I didn't know where to turn, because the traditional ways, we're not brought up this way, and the doctors don't understand this. And even a lot of my parents and friends didn't. They're like, "Oh, you got to go to the doctor." They think you're losing your mind, but you're not. You're just connecting to a higher frequency. That's
is there
all.
any of your friends that decided, you know what, you're I'm gonna go now.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. You will lose some people. You will, but then the universe brings in the right people like Dr. Z, that match you and the people that help me that you become friends with at a different level. Because that old life, I don't do corporate anymore. I'm not
No,
part
no,
of
I'm
that.
just talking about your personal friends.
Yes,
Does any of them think that
now or back then?
altogether? Does anybody think that was your personal friends back in the day when you were a youngster? Do they think this is real, or did any of them, just any of them, walk away saying, this is a little too far out for me?
Some walked away, but the true, your true friends, they stayed
I
and
tried.
believed in
I
me.
try to stay away from friends.
You try to stay away.
I would love
We're
to
here
have
to
two to three
connect with each
thousand
other.
acquaintances, but to have friends, friends is a big deal. Friends is a big word.
Oh, it is. It is.
Everybody says, "Oh my God, I love that person." I said, "Oh, you love that person? Really? What's their middle name?" "Oh, I don't know." "What's their mom's name?" "I don't know." "What's their dog's name?" "I don't know." Then how do you know the person? How can you be in love with them? You don't even know who they are.
Well, you can though.
So, no, you can't. You can't love somebody like that. You can be admire. You can admire them. You can be a fan of theirs. You can do all that. To say that you love somebody, love is an extremely big word. It is.
It is a big
Can't
word.
just
It
love
is.
everyone. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, you'd be loving everyone. Some,
Well,
some,
there's different level of personal, physical love. There's other levels of, you don't have to like everyone, but you have to love everybody.
you have to
Love everybody
like everyone, but you don't have to love them.
well, see, I think of it differently. You don't have to like everybody, but you still have to, because everyone's a divine soul. This is just right now a temporary place we're passing through. Everyone is divine soul light, and we all have different experiences and different person. In next life, or past life, we're with someone different. It's like we're all of the same. We're all God's source.
So let me ask you one
God's
more
source.
question, or maybe five more. But anyway, um, have you seen God?
Have I seen God?
Uh, Listen, I have
I
people that
feel,
claim
I,
that.
I
No,
feel,
but I
no,
have
no, no,
people
no,
that
I
have
do not.
claimed that they've seen God.
No, I have
So
not seen God.
okay, have you
I
seen
just know He's
Jesus?
God is my. No, I have not seen Jesus, but I know
Were,
they're
were you
guiding
about to
my
say
life.
God is my witness?
No, no, God is
Oh.
God. No, I was going to say God is
God is my
guiding my.
witness. I
No,
did
no,
not see
no,
God.
no. God is and Jesus are guiding my life. They guided me through all this
I would
stuff.
really, I would agree with
Oh
that.
yeah, definitely. I never would have make it. I never would have. No,
So
my
lots of
faith saved me.
a lot of people think of guardian angels. So you believe in guardian angels.
Yes, I do.
You believe in archangels
Yes, I do.
like Michael and
Oh, definitely,
okay. Have
definitely.
have you seen any of those?
No, I have not seen that. No.
Dr. Dave, you believe in archangels? You have seen that? I would like to talk about that one day on the podcast because my father was very much into angels. Um,
Had he ever seen them, Chris?
yeah,
He did
not
have.
not arc. My father was psychic medium. I believe, so guardian angels are our loved ones who passed, or friends that passed, or people that passed that maybe they weren't friends, but they were bad people, but they were still now guardian, like Highway to Heaven and Michael Landon. That whole thing,
Oh, I
they were
love
once
that.
human.
Yes.
The archangels were never human,
Mhm.
so they're kind of like Santa's helpers,
Mhm. Mhm.
and they would help people, and certain archangels are in charge of certain things,
Sure.
right? So we all know that they really don't have wings.
Right.
They're just
They're an energy source. They're an
picked
energy
that way.
field.
Yeah,
Right.
they're
That's how
painted in that.
humans relate to them.
Right.
Yeah.
So the guardian angels. Well, I just happen to see wings on that right there.
Mhm.
So the guardian angels are like people, and I believe that's how I read. I don't even know if I have guardian angels, but I will tell you I read with the other people's guardian angels. How I can't tell you. I don't know what I do. I don't know how I do it. I don't pretend to know what I do. I barely even believe in psychics. I think
But
most
now
of
you
them.
read them, Chris, right? But you don't see their angels.
I see them.
Oh, you do see them.
They're people. Yeah, I can
Wow.
give you the description of them and everything. They're people.
Wow.
But I don't. I've never seen an archangel. Doesn't mean they don't exist. I just have never seen it. So,
Mhm.
like Dr. Dave. I'm fairly analytical myself. So if Dr. Dave, if you never saw a guardian angel ever, would you still believe in them? Why? Okay. The spirit dimension absolutely exists. I agree with that. I would love to be able to see a guardian, an archangel, and all of that stuff. I would love to see a dude's eyes turn completely black.
Oh, you think so?
Oh
Let me tell
no,
you, it
I
scared
would.
me to
And
death.
not only that, I want to see their head spin around and do that projectile
No,
vomiting I
that
was
didn't
talking
happen.
about.
No,
And I would
sorry.
love to do that. And I would say, stop. Let me get my camera. Let's video that. Can
No,
you?
but this is what, people love horror shows, movies, and that's what you got to stay away from. That's why there's so much, because the collective consciousness creates.
It's
And
just a
because,
movie, though.
no, you think a lot of, watch it happen to you in real life. You won't be so in awe of it, because I was living a nightmare horror show. And they think it's funny and fake. It's not. And that fear
I know somebody
creates
who
in the
wrote a.
universe.
Okay.
That fear creates, and the collective consciousness right now is in such a mode of they love all the horror, they love all the fear, they think it's all fun and games. It's not. The universe is very literal, and what you put out there is going to come back and match you. And so look what's happening on the planet, because there's so much fear, all this fear is happening and stuff. So all that creates and wreaks havoc, and they don't realize they're doing it because you think
I
it's fun and
agree.
games. It's not.
I agree with that. But I believe a horror show, just like I don't believe video games are going to turn somebody into a mass murderer. You can think what you want, and I can think what I. We can
The
agree to
kids
disagree.
doing the guns games all
My
day
son
long.
played him his whole
Well,
childhood. He's a manager for the Long Island Railroad.
but what you focus on creates. And if all you're doing 10 hours a day is shooting people
If
on
all
a
you're
video
doing 10
game,
hours a day is shooting
for
people in the video games, then the parents should be arrested.
exactly, because
That's
it
all.
does create. That's what they're focusing on. And as they grow, that's their mentality. That's what they've been programmed. It does matter. It does matter. Because where your attention lies, there flows your life experience. Energy flows where intention goes. And everything is energy. So if you're
She likes to
intent,
rhyme. She's like Dr. Seuss. So that's pretty cool. Hi guys, how are you? We're in the middle of a podcast right now. So, yeah, I'm gonna open that in 2 seconds. All right. Yeah. So it's Tuesday, 6 o'clock next Tuesday,
yes,
the
so
11th,
the 11th,
one
thank you.
one.
Yes.
Be there. You can call us at 772-678-6170, and then we will just save that spot for you. I will post this all over the place. And if you want to go to our website, psychicandthegenie.com, you can click on the podcast and you'll actually be able to watch this as well on there. There's, if you want to watch it over and over, like maybe Virginia might. So, other than that, do you have anything else to say, young lady?
No, just thank you for being here, Chris, and being who you are and being open to all this. And I
I am
appreciate
open
it.
to it.
I
It doesn't mean,
I
listen,
appreciate it.
guys, when I
I
say I
appreciate
don't
it.
necessarily agree with certain things, that's okay. I don't need to always agree with everything in order to still remain friends. Um, you can always agree to disagree, and this goes with politics, this goes with anything. So the idea of certain things I'm skeptical about. The healing part of her, I am not skeptical about. Um, I believe that she can do all that. I believe that they're here for a reason. But there's certain things that I'm going to be skeptical about, and that's normal. I mean, that's absolutely
Of
normal for me
course.
to do. Listen, I don't even believe what I do, okay? So just letting everybody know, keep an open mind when you come here and ask lots of questions if you have them. We're going to go now. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.